Namaste and welcome to this yin yoga practice. Take a break, finding your comfortable seat, rolling your shoulders down and away from your ears. When you're ready, closing your eyes, beginning to settle in. Taking a deep breath in and a long breath out. Drawing all of your awareness into this present moment. Letting go of anything that's happened before this practice. And letting go of anything that might be waiting for you on the other side. Leaving behind any thoughts or worries, tasks or your to-do list. This is your time for yourself. Take another breath. Inviting you to blink open your eyes. We'll begin with our warm-up. As you inhale, we'll circle sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to shoulders, out to the sides, chin towards chest. Inhale the hands back to the shoulders as you lower them away from your ears. Exhale, rounding through the spine, pushing the hands away. Inhale to lift the body, arms and gaze. Exhale to come into your forward fold. Bowing your head, taking a round of breath here. Inhale to lift the body, arms and gaze. Exhale, hands to shoulders, out to the sides, chin towards chest. Inhale the hands back to the shoulders as you open the heart. Exhale, rounding through the spine, pushing the hands away. Inhale to lift the body, arms and gaze. Exhale, coming back into your forward fold. Again, a cycle of breath here. Last time, inhale, lift the body, arms and gaze. Exhale, hands to shoulders, out to the sides, chin towards your chest. Inhale to lift the gaze, shoulders away from your ears, and exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, lift the body, arms and gaze. Exhale, folding forward and resting here for 3 rounds of breath this time. When you're ready, coming up to your seat, and we'll begin with our first shape, which is half butterfly. So you might like to do this sitting on the edge of a folded blanket. You'll bring your left leg out to the side, fold your right knee and bring your right foot in. You might use a block to support your knee. You might hold a bolster sitting upright, or lay your bolster or pillows down, resting your elbows on them, maybe holding your face with your hands. So when you're ready, I invite you to settle into your half butterfly shape. And take your time to get settled in, coming into the pose and finding a gentle depth. So you're just coming into the shape where you start to feel something and then pausing there. Resolve to be still. Allowing the muscles in the body to relax, so that we can work into the target areas, which are the connective tissues and the joints of the body. You might begin to feel some sensations along the inside of your left leg, or perhaps the lower back. If you start to notice electrical tingling, burning sensations, or maybe even localized pain sensations, that's your body asking you to readjust. Perhaps you've gone a little bit beyond your edge. So today we're holding each of the poses for 4 minutes. You are now halfway. Last 3 breaths. At the end of your 3rd breath, slowly bringing the spine upright if you were folded forward. Removing any props out of your way, bringing your legs together, and you might keep your knees bent with the feet on the mat, or you might extend your legs out long, leaning back on your hands. And resting here in stillness again for a few breaths as we allow that stress to integrate into our bodies. If you'd like some movement, you might sway your feet from side to side, or you might give your legs a little bit of a massage by using your hands to rub your knees or thighs. And we'll set up to do the same on the other side. So this time your right leg sends out to the side, folding your left knee. And again, setting yourself up, using any props you might need to help you feel more supported and comfortable in your shape. When you're ready, I invite you to close your eyes and allow your breath to help you anchor into your shape. Let your breath be what holds you here in this present moment. By drawing your awareness to your breath, it gives your mind a task to focus on. Hopefully thoughts are beginning to slow. But if they aren't, know that that's okay. It's the nature of your mind to think. It's just what it does. Just keep coming back to your breath each time you find yourself becoming distracted. Perhaps you watch your breath as it enters and exits your body. Perhaps you notice that subtle movement of the body as you breathe. Perhaps you're beginning to notice the pauses in the breath. We are halfway. Last 3 breaths here. At the end of your 3rd breath, bringing the spine upright, removing any props from out in front, again scooping your legs together, either holding your knees with your feet on the mat, or you might prefer to extend the legs out long, leaning back on your hands. Your choice. Taking a few breaths in stillness here. You'd like some gentle movement. Again, same options as before. And now we'll begin to set up for our next shape, which is saddle. So for this shape, you'll need your bolster or a couple of pillows. You're going to lay it lengthways behind you. You might stack a few props on top of each other here. We're going to fold our legs beneath us, sit our bottoms back towards our heels. Your knees might be together or apart. You might sit up on a block. If you're sitting on a block, then definitely have some props behind you. First option is to lean back on your hands. You might stay here for the entire pose or for a few breaths. You might come down onto your forearms. You might lean your body back and melt into your prop. To come out, we'll hold the edge of our mat, lean to one side, and then slowly sit yourself up. Again, leaning back on your hands. So that was how to get in and out of saddle. When you're ready, let's begin. So once you've arrived in this shape, I invite you to allow your muscles to soften and relax. You might like to take some deeper belly breaths here. And as we hold this shape, I invite you to allow gravity to do the work. Whether you're leaning back on your hands or on your forearms, this work is still happening into the legs. You might feel this in your quadriceps and your hip flexors. And if you're leaning back over some pillows or your bolster, you might feel this into your obliques and your abdomen. If you're feeling any pain sensations in your knees, I invite you to sit up on a prop, or perhaps come out of the shape a little bit more. Softening the skin of the face. We are now halfway. Last 3 breaths here. Then at the end of your 3rd breath, begin to hold the edges of your mat. Roll to one side, slowly press yourself up. Do so with real care here. Leaning back on your hands again. You might keep the legs where they are for a few breaths, or you might straighten them and send them down the mat. Beautiful. If you like some gentle movement, you might bring the soles of the feet to the ground and slowly lower your knees from side to side. You might take a bit of a stretch, pushing your hands away from the body. And when you're ready, we'll come into our final shape, which is legs up the wall. You can do this laying down on your mat. You sit on your folded blanket or pillow. Come to lay back and send your legs into the air. You might need to rock a few times to find where your blanket feels comfortable under your hips. Or another option is to come to a wall and put your legs up it. So whichever option you choose, I invite you to come into your shape now. If you're using a blanket and not having the support of the wall, allow your legs to feel nice and floaty, not using any muscular effort to keep them upright. And if your legs are leaning into a wall, really allow them to rest there and be supported. Allow your back to melt into the surface beneath you. Inviting your arms and hands to relax. Allowing yourself to feel held and supported here. Your legs do so much for you all day, every day. So it's nice to allow them to feel some freedom. Diving deeply now into this stillness. Body still, mind still, and breath beginning to still. Perhaps diving deeply into those pauses in the breath for a truly meditative experience. Last 3 breaths here. Wonderful. And now at the end of your 3rd breath, slowly making your way out of the shape by bringing your legs back down to the ground. We'll take a few breaths in stillness, as though you never moved. Now we'll begin to come down to the ground for Shavasana. So if you would like a pillow beneath your head or to use your blanket to cover you over, then go ahead and do that now. Be here for about a minute. So I invite you to really allow yourself to drop in. To rest here a while. Allow your feet and your legs to rest. Your arms and hands to rest. Your back to melt into the support beneath you. Softening the skin of your face. Forehead and temples, and clenching your jaw. If you have a bit more time, you might like to stay here, or if you're moving with me, let's roll to your right side. Take a few breaths there. When you're ready, coming up to find your comfortable seat. Allowing your seat bones to ground, your shoulders to drop and lengthen away from your ears. I invite you now to draw your hands together at your heart. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice today. I hope to see you again soon.